Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are going to go back to Boros Justice, and it lost the great dragon Velomachus Lorehold in the rotation, but that doesn't mean that the game is completely over for the awesome sorcery that is it the best reanimation spell? I mean, obviously reanimate is 1 mana. Okay, is it the best like modern era reanimation spell? You get 4 +1/+1 counters on any number of creatures or vehicles. That's crazy. And you get your like a permanent, not just a creature, a permanent back from the graveyard. That is crazy. And of course, the permanents we want to reanimate are Titan of Industry, because it is one of the only large, powerful cards, one of the only like 7+ drops that you can reanimate that keeps pace with mono black. That makes things difficult for mono black. If they have a Liliana, the 4/4 Rhino can eat the sacrifice effect. If they have a Grasp? Infernal Grasp, the shield counter can survive it. So it's one of the only things that you can reanimate against mono black and safely think this could survive a turn. The other one is also in our colors, thankfully, because Titan is not. Sanctuary Warden. This is a 5/5, and when it comes out, you can remove one of the 2 shield counters it enters with to make a 1/1 that can eat the Liliana sacrifice effect, and you keep another shield counter, and that can prevent the Infernal Grasp. So each of these is designed to take on the removal spells that mono black clings to dearly to make their deck kind of good, because if they couldn't kill anything, they would actually get overpowered rather easily. However, the fact that they can kill almost anything means you've got to play resilient threats. And these are some of the only big ones that you can reanimate in the format. Titan of Industry in this deck is the only green card. And you might think, you're probably never casting that with 4 Jetmir's Gardens. Why don't you play more of other lands? Well, we've got a little bit of treasure synergy. You know, in my experience, we haven't needed overgrown farmland as much as we've needed more untapped lands, because we need a ton of white sources to use Invoke Justice well. But we have a ton of treasures. We've got maybe a ton's a bit strong. We have enough. We have Riveteer's Requisitioner, which is kind of the big technology find I've had for the deck. Early on, I was playing this deck with Cathartic Pyre, which I found never killed anything and was card disadvantage, and digging with it didn't help us much. I was also playing with Reckoner Bankbuster, which was card advantage, but we definitely got run over. I was going to try Spirited Companion, but I found this card, and this little 3/1 Viashino Rogue. Its ability to have a presence that trades with most things the opponent throws at you. Trespassers, Sleepers, Underdogs, of course, but then it leaves behind a treasure, which means that you're often casting your Invoke Justice a turn earlier, your Warden a turn earlier, or you might, in help with getting some help with Fable of the Mirror Breaker, have enough treasures to cast your Titan of Industry in an absolute pinch. It's not undoable. I've done it a few times, and it really sticks the deck together. It's the odd glue card that I'm probably going to try in a bunch of other decks now. Also, I don't blitz it very much because I have a lot of 3-mana sagas that I really want to play, Fable and Restoration. But being able to blitz and attack down a Planeswalker, that's not nothing. The deck was really missing the haste that Velomachus Lorehold provided, and it does help a lot to be able to blitz this out. So the other spots go to a few cards we haven't seen too often. Elder Dragon War. This is the first deck I'm playing with 4 of this card, and it's because of that discard any number of cards in Chapter 2 to help us put our big old creature in the graveyard and then reanimate it. But the dragon's not nothing. Getting more flyers is always good for this deck. That art is sweet, by the way. Also, the 2 damage can sometimes clean up a little pile of underdogs that have somehow accumulated on the battlefield. And then we also have Destroy Evil, which is becoming the 2-mana removal spell of choice for me. It does what it does. You've seen it a few times in videos this last week. So this is our Naya Titan Reanimator, our mid-range deck going over the top of mono black by playing absurdly large threats that they actually have trouble killing, unlike what most of the format can do. Today's patron shout out goes out to James Bishop. Your Shark and Wolf token are on the way. Thank you for joining at the token tier. Check out the benefits using the link in the description, patreon.com/covertgoblue. James Bishop, you're very cool. Now let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Pretty sure that hand on the draw is unkeepable. On the play, I still might try it because Wandering Emperor can really keep you in a lot of games, but not on the draw. Okay, Guess 2 Requisitioners is probably too much. Bankbuster, sure. Bankbuster takes time to do things. We'll play the Requisitioner. Oh, they're just gonna draw, huh? I mean, you can cut that down. Does not bother me one bit, especially with Restoration of a Ganjo in hand. Now, can we draw, and I mean just rip, right off the top, one of our Titans, one of our big monsters? Because if we can, that would be awesome. See if they have a Trespasser for this Requisitioner or not. More vehicles? Mono black vehicles. The next evolution. No, not really. I can't see that being good. Alright, how are we going to play this? We could just make this Requisitioner huge, because we're flooding out here, but I think Invoke Justice has to go onto a value play at this point because we're running out of things to do. So yeah, let's get back Requisitioner now. Play this and just say go. We'll sit with the Justice until they kill the Restoration, and then we'll get back the Restoration. Okay. I was wondering if we should play Wandering Emperor there to absorb Invoke Despair or not. There's a Titan, and we have 2 treasures. We're closer than we should be. It's a pretty good spot to just do this. Let's put a lot of pressure on them. Let's invoke the No. If we invoke the Requisitioner, the cool thing is it can be another treasure if they kill it, but we can get the Requisitioner back through the Restoration and get even more value, because we are very talented. All right, let's make a dent in their life total. I am something samurai. No, the song's about the butterfly, but you know, you get where I'm coming from. All right, opponent with an easy 1-2 answer. Never didn't have it. And a threat. God, I hate mono black. All right, so we're gonna cast this. I think that's all, so we can discard you. Get you. Counter here. Play you. Get land. Play this tapped, and now when they kill this Requisitioner, out comes the Titan. Uh-oh. Now they know. Oh, now they know. But will they kill the Requisitioner anyway? That's the question. Yeah, you draw that card. Probably better for me than for you. Underdog, not that bad. Oh, we're going soul ripping. Looks like they found the line to at least get the Emperor off the board. What else are you gonna do? Okay, Jadar. There's some interesting choices in this build. There's a Fable, another way to get treasure, I guess. I'm not discarding anything here, though. There's our 3-4. Attack your Liliana, which they'll probably let that go, I think. You don't really want to make me sacrifice this and then play a Titan. But people love their planeswalkers, sometimes more than life itself. There you go. There you go. All right, well, now Lily, if Lily plus is here, we discard Titan, but we'll just draw a Justice. It's fine. At least she doesn't make us sacrifice a creature, and then we can attack her again. Yep. So close. We almost had it. Ooh, they give up a hook? Guess they like their board? Oh, look! It's Invoke Despair. Could draw another Titan here. Alright. Titan or Justice off the top. Or Sanctuary Warden. We have awesome top decks in this deck. They should not be aggressive here. They have a Planeswalker they can be defending. What the hell? I mean, I've got 6 toughness here, dude. But I could also just take it, take the fight back to you. Okay. They feel aggressive. Cool. Nice. Very nice. Hello, Titan. Like I said, the top decks in this deck should be really good compared to theirs. All right, distribute the counters. So, Titan's a pretty obvious target and can't attack this turn. Let's put the counters on things that can. And let's attack through their Bankbuster. So that means this going to 5, get 6 gets around it for sure, and this trades with it. So we'll do like that. Now, we definitely want to blow up that frickin' thingamajig and make 4/4, right? They might have another hook, but they don't have enough mana to really make good use of it now. Actually, we kill this now. Our attack is so good. All right. We'll take out the Bankbuster. You can have their toy. All right, how much do you love that Planeswalker? You love that Planeswalker a lot, considering all it's going to do is minus for a 1/1. But maybe it's about hook, right? Maybe the plan is to cast hook for 4. And then you get either the Architect or the Titan, and you're on your way. Yeah, okay. I'm going to keep the Architect because it makes more 1/1s that we can sack to things like Invoke Despair. That's pretty good. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's how you play Magic. That's just how you play Magic. Yeah! You want to play Top Deck Wars Mono Black? We'll play Top Deck Wars. Alright, we will keep it and draw into some sagas. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on the Craig there. All right. Requisitioner. At least 4 colors represented so far. And Liliana.
Something suspicious is going on.
So I get a treasure? Cool.
Haven't you ever heard of
All right, we do get restoration. We're on the move. Now we just need the Justice. So what is this? 4-color Liliana. I can't say I would ever try such a thing. And Stormseeker? I am so confused, but okay. Time for the opponent to know our plan. Depopulate Stormseeker Lily. This is the stuff I get to play against now? Guess so. Requisitioner. Land. We don't want to flip day night. So no more Stormseeker. I mean, everything working together as intended for the opponent. Okay, I have another treasure. You're really brave. Okay. This is a Titan. I love Sanctuary Warden, but this is a Titan. What? Okay, that... Oh my god. It's a massacre. A massacre, I say. The problem is, if I play this, I am way ahead on board, but if the opponent finds a way to fix it, the Liliana actually hurts us really bad. I'm better off with a Warden this turn. And I'm better off holding the planes. This is really weird. But I think it's true. Actually, no, we play the planes because the Warden draws a card that we can discard if they plus Liliana. The card's pretty good. Sure. You've got 3 lands, I've got this board. You have Liliana. What do you say? Okay. Titan is licking Titan's chops right now. I don't know what their deck is really trying to accomplish, but okay. You got my 1/1. Love it.
One of your friends has to leave.
Ooh, baby. Oh, this is great. I love this. Let's go. Let's go. How many creatures are too many in this situation? I'm not sure. But we'll give them a board. I mean, they did show us a depopulate. So come at me. Is this multicolored? You draw a card from this from depopulate. I can't even tell what colors this is. I'm so confused. Infernal Grasp. Cool. You die. I don't know what that game was. What a train wreck. Oh man, is this a keep on the draw? We don't have many fast hands in our deck. Most of the time, just being on the draw is a bit of a punt anyway. So I think we keep it anyhow. This hand is so slow though. Maybe we just draw a Requisitioner and everything's fine. Where's our treasure, baby? Okay, Invoke Justice, important part of the team. Opponent not doing anything, also an important part of the team. Oh, baby. Oh, that's it. That's the stuff. We are so lucky. We are so lucky. We just 1-for-1 to wedding announcement. You know how many people in their lifetime get to experience that? Not many. Welcoming Vampire. Good card. Do we ramp here or just discard the Titan? I think I don't show them Titan yet. We'll show them Titan next turn, though. At least that's the idea of the deck. Maybe they'll play another wedding announcement for me to snack on. That card is pretty good against Titan, actually. But we'll have a lot of things to sacrifice next turn. We're flipping into an Architect. We can make a 4/4. So I don't think this changes that line. All right, where do the counters go? I think I'm going to go shield and 4/4. So we'll do like this. And 4/4 and shield. The 4/4 is very sacrificial to the Henrika. Yeah, the haymakers are coming. What do you have for removal to do something about it? Time to make a play, opponent. No more timeouts. Did you rage quit? Was my invoking justice too amazing? All right, looks like the AI has selected to sack a creature. And yeah, anticlimactic end to a game where our deck definitely did what it set out to do, but opponent couldn't handle it without getting a little salty. Just rage quit the game. Trust me, a little monologue, I guess, since we're waiting for them anyway. I want to rage quit too. I've had a really bad day. I've been playing for 4 hours, and the daily win tracker says I have 4 wins. Considering how many games I play an hour, that means I'm probably about 4 wins and 20 plus losses. And I know that sometimes I'm trying to make different and interesting decks work, and that was part of it for sure. And then, but also a day like that, if it's just gonna go that badly, is just a lot of tough luck. And it was. I don't even want to try to describe how bad my luck has been today. But I'm still here for y'all. I'm not giving up, because that's what quitters do. I'm no quitter. They could definitely have Wandering Emperor, and they could be like setting me up, but we're gonna go for it anyway. Okay. They ran their clock down so far that they can't even play their Wandering Emperor if they have it. You'll love to see that. Guess I'll remove a +1 because at this point it's overkill. And hold this for a Liliana and say done. But yeah, these days happen. Usually about once a month I'll have a day where I cannot get it going. But I still get the videos done because eventually it passes. And I'm sure many of you have had days where you've watched your rank just plummet and you've lost a lot of games and you felt like there's something wrong with you and you're on the edge and you quit really quick. I do too. And I know that that's not something that comes across very often in the videos because I stick with this. I believe this fully, no matter what the comments say or what people say they want from me. Losses aren't like somebody just taking a beat down every single game and just being on the wrong side of luck. Like, that's not entertaining. It's not interesting. And you just stop tuning in after a while when that's the kind of thing that you might tune in for. You want to see decks do cool things. You want to see this Titan deck and its board go, rah, here you go, like we did in this game. That's way more fun because we don't all have the wild cards to craft all of the things and play all the things. So seeing it go off and feeling like we're a part of it is way more entertaining than just losing to mono black and mono blue again and again and again because your draws are bad or their draws are perfect. We all know exactly how that feels. We all live through that. We don't need that in our YouTube entertainment. So trust me, I have those times too, but I push through them and I still get it done and I still don't rage quit. Oh yeah, 93% going up against somebody in top 1500. We're going to destroy them. We're smurfing. This is the Magic smurfing equivalent. All we have to do is play this Fable, discard these two, and draw Invoke Justice. Those braid sleeves, though. Here is Requisitioner, ready to deal out some 3-1. Would you like to cut it down? Would you like me to have a treasure this early in the game? That could really bite you. You don't know it, but it could. And you know that's what they're thinking about right now. But what are they doing with their cut down if they're not using it, right? Might be Infernal Grasp time. We'll find out. Worth noting, this is a green source. This is a green source. We're one green source away from actually casting Titan if we can't get the reanimation to go. Man, they are tanking on this Infernal Grasp, aren't they? So it might be thinking that they're going to play a Trespasser and then they don't have to worry. Yep. Okay, off the top is a second Titan. If we discard 2 Titans, it would take 2 Trespassers to get rid of them, and we give ourselves a shot at Invoke Despair. We get Destroy Evil. So we could kill this, but we still don't have an Invoke Justice, so like, what's the point? We're very close to casting Sanctuary Warden. I think the play is just... With the Titans in the graveyard now, I think we just drop this, gain a life, play this, have another creature. Next turn, have a Warden. They're gonna... We know they have an Infernal Grasp, so we can't double block them next turn anyway. But they also might want to save it. Oh god, if they have a hook, this is so bad. Maybe I am supposed to flip it and destroy evil their Trespasser. Yeah? Talking myself into it. But man, if they have a Sheldred, that's really bad too. There's so many ways that this could go bad, and I don't know which way to play it. I really don't. We're gonna try this way. The option of attack and exile both Titans is looking delicious to this graveyard glutton. Okay, so they go for Sorin. Good. Let's see if they go for the creature. Okay, they do.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Do not let them take my Titans. And draw Invoke. Okay, we didn't draw Invoke. But we can drop the Warden. Okay, another Destroy Evil, past turn. And now the opponent has to deal with the Reflection, but I'm sure they will, because they have the Grasp. What they really want to do is, like, hook into Liliana to get rid of the Warden.
Nothing on Innistrad.
Huh. No. Okay. Interesting. If we sacrifice the Reflection, then they get 2 cards and we keep our board state. I think we'll do that. Because right now we're ahead on board and we want to keep it that way. The attack was interesting. I know it's because they have an Infernal Grasp and they want to get rid of the shield counter, so we can't remove the shield counter unless we're willing to lose our Warden, which, no. Alright, so here and here. Decline. So let's play this, get this. We don't have anything to really get back, but I do want it in hand for the Fable, so we'll play this too. We'll put a stop here for a Sheldred. So they can throw more invokes at us, but it won't hurt us that bad. We just give up the restoration and the token. It's a pretty expensive play when they're behind on board. Okay, there it is. Their hand is good at Invoke Despair, but not much else, and they want to keep aggroing us. Wow. Elder Dragon War. Pretty good. Think I'll just give up this land. Restoration. Okay. Dealing 2 damage to opponent is okay. Discarding cards is okay. Maybe I just make a 4/4. The shield counter is still giving them fits, so we're going to keep it. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't really do any good there, so we'll just read all the way ahead to a 4/4 and see what the opponent wants to do about that. Trespasser. About time they drew another one, I guess. We still haven't found an Invoke Justice for the Titan. Bankbuster. I'm okay with that. It's a little slow. Off the top. Nothing down there worth getting, but I guess we could let this go, right? And we get the garden, so we have a green source in case we top deck a Titan. Opponent still has mana up for a grasp, and we want to force them to use it on reflection so reflection can copy the warden. I guess I also want them to crew up the Bankbuster. How do I get them to crew up the Bankbuster? Like, they really want to block and use my shield counter. Maybe it's a good time to cash in and draw. Although if I remove the counter to draw, yeah, maybe it's the right time to draw. I really don't want to give up the warden, but if I keep the reflection and the dragon token, that's still very good. It just, everything dies to me, Ook. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time. And if I attack with these and they block with the lifelinker, that's a bit of a disaster, so let's go. Okay. Wish I'd made the treasures. All right, there's the long-awaited grasp. Right, that goes down. They don't get to draw with the Buster. We could discard the Titan to kill the Glutton, but we're so close to casting Titan, I don't like that play. They're gonna go Takanuma, that's a good sign. Let's see what they get. They get a Sorin. Man, do players love their planeswalkers, huh? Oh my goodness. This means that the reflection's going to live, which means we're probably going to get to copy a Titan.
I bring my own army.
Okay. It's on, baby. It is so on right now. We have to attack first. Make those treasures. You know they want to block and kill these, so we can attack with all this. I wish I could just destroy Evilest Glutton, but that ward is so good. Okay. So, do I have enough to play Wandering Emperor? First strike here. No, I don't. Okay. Here it comes. Roar! All right, we want shield counters, and we want destroy artifact and enchantment. And shield counter right here. And then in our end step, we'll copy another Titan. Are we in there? Okay. Before they get to untap, make another shield counter and a 4/4. And this shield counter goes on the Titan. So they're both protected. And get out of that if you can. Sure. Cool. Look at destroy evil, destroying frickin' evil in this game. It's been glorious. Loved every moment. Oh my, yeah, yeah, boy. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Should have ate that Titan. All right. Let's give them to the Trampler, I guess. And let's shield counter and 4/4. Backup shield counter on the Titan. Hell yeah. Keep it coming. I don't think I have enough Titan in my world right now. So I'll take 5 life and another shield counter. And we'll put that new shield counter on the new Titan. And we'll send the frickin' house. What you got? What now, Mono Black? Anybody else just slightly excited by the pulsating triple Titan right here? Any? Just me? Actually, why do they do that? Why are these? Is it because they're mythics? Why do the 3 Titans in the middle pulsate like that? Are we gonna get roped out again? Top 1500 losing to 93%. Their rank is going to plummet. They've been completely smurfed here. But you know what I said already in this video? I go through hell in this game some days. Days I swear I'm just gonna uninstall and never play again, right? I never rope somebody out. I never just quit and walk away. It's fine. It's fine. We get more time with the pulsating Titan. Into your face. So, good night. Just keep setting up those mono blacks. I'll keep knocking them down as long as it takes. Wow, I didn't even get a rank up for that? Okay, hard mode. And we are back for the post-game wrap and stats talk, and it was a quick 5 games for this version of Naya Justice with 4 wins and 1 loss, despite only being on the play once. And it's very promising. Now, it definitely doesn't tell the whole story of my day. It was a very bad day as I tried many variations of mostly Dimir Control and this deck. But for me, the big find was the Acquisitioner, the little treasure maker that helps you accelerate out ahead of your opponent and have some board presence early. So, I mean, that's the way it goes. You try a bunch of different versions of things, and then you eventually stumble on something that's hitting a little bit different. And this one felt a little bit different. It really made a big difference just to have a little 3/1 body that turned into a treasure. It made so many of the other things for the deck click. So we're going to climb back on rank and use this version, hopefully to do a little bit of it. And of course, there's no rest for the wicked. I have to find a new deck for tomorrow that can help rebuild a rank, which is a lot of pressure. But don't worry, that's how we roll. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I think that this build of the deck is better than the other versions that people have tried in best of 3 tournaments and tried in best of 1. And I think it would help you as well. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next one. You're cool.